Ander is manly or man, son. We know his son, Thomas being twin. So Thomas Anderson was the twin son of man, right? Which is what they call Jesus, the son of man. So let's get back into it. So with this idea of the Ibeji, what we have here is two energies that come forth. Typically in our Yoruba culture, when twins are born, they're given names, and the names would be Kayinde and Tayewo, right? And Tayewo is usually, well, not usually, Tayewo is the name of the firstborn, and Kayinde is the name of the secondborn. Kayinde meaning, the one that comes afterwards, and Tayewo being the one who was first to touch the earth. And Tayewo is actually a shortened version of a longer phrase, which is Toayewo. Now, Toayewo, it almost sounds like the same thing, right? But what that means, you see the word Aye in there. And Aye is the world, or more specifically, the earth's surface. So Toayewo is having the first taste of the world. That's what that means. The one who has first taste of the world. So the way it goes is like this. You have Kayinde and you have Tayewo or Toayewo. And Kayinde sends Tayewo out of the womb to make sure that pretty much everything on earth is cool before he also or she makes their exit out. And when the first child comes out, it cries. And that cry delivers a message. And inside of that crying, it's actually a spiritual language. And that language reaches back to Kayinde and lets Kayinde know the conditions of the earth and how to acclimate itself to the earth. Okay. And if the report comes back, that, okay, no, it's no good here, then neither one of them may decide to continue forward, or Kayinde may say no. And this is where we'll get what we call a stillbirth. Okay, so this is how it goes in our Yoruba piece. And because of this, we have Kayinde, who is considered to be an elder to Tayewo, even though Tayewo comes out first, but Kayinde gives order to Tayewo. Kayinde says, okay, you go do this. So in a sense, that particular baby, the last baby, becomes an authority over the first baby in heaven and to exist on earth at the same time. One of them, and you never know which one, because you don't know which one possesses the spirit energy, which one possesses the earth energy. Okay. But one of them is always in Orun Orun, or the fifth dimension. One of them is always on earth. And this is the same way with the monkey. The monkey has the ability to climb up in the tree very quickly and instantly, meaning that it can be in another sphere, in another realm, instantly. Okay. That's the same way the twins are. They can immediately move to another space, okay, to another reality, just because, similar to Eshu. And if you'll find that when you start studying Ibeji, the offerings and things are very similar to what you would give to Eshu. Eshu, again, walks with the limp because one leg is in heaven and one leg is on earth. Well, this is the same science of the Ibeji. They represent that duality. And again, when you see the Marrassa and our Vodun, it's the same exact thing. It's that duality that you have. So with the Ibeji, you can actually give them Osun, and you can also give them Efun for offering. That's for people who are wondering, what do we do about the offerings? Okay, so again, because they also share that same soul, they also have linked destinies. And this is one of the reasons why when you have one and something may happen to one, you have to make sure that the other one is maintained through that statue. That statue houses the soul, because the destinies are still linked. If you neglect the presence of the one who is no longer physically present, something can happen to the one that is physically present, because they always maintain not just a psychic bond, but a soul bond, because they share that same soul. Okay, now we're going to jump over to the book of Thomas real quick. And as I told you, as this is one of the books of the Bible that was not in the Bible. This is one of the books that was taken out, as well as the book of Barnabas. And it gives you a lot of very interesting information, and you can see that so much was borrowed from the Yoruba and the creation of this book. One of the verses in Thomas, it speaks about if a leader says that the kingdom of God is in the sky, then the birds will tell you differently. But then if one of your leaders or your elders tell you that the kingdom of God is underneath in the water, then the fish will tell you differently because they precede you in those places. So then it says that the kingdom is within and without. So those who seek should not stop seeking until they find. Okay. Now, this is the concept that we have when we say, during the days when you ate what is dead, you made it come alive. Now, what's interesting here is that when they say the dead is not alive and the living will not die, they're speaking about the tie between the Ibeji. The dead are not alive, saying that one who is here who does not possess the attachment to the mortal body, who should be dead, is not dead because it has a twin. And the living will not die. Why will you not die? Because there's always something else that's maintaining the liberty of your spirit. So they keep each other alive. Okay. Ibeji live forever. It says, during the days when you ate what is dead, you made it come alive. When you are in the light, what will you do? Now, again, this is the call to Kayinde. Okay. So this is Kayinde, or the call to Tayewo. Kayinde saying to Tayewo, when you emerge through the light of the womb, through the light of Yemoja's womb, what will you do? Will you send back the message to me? What will you tell me? What is Aye like? Have we been born into the family that we chose properly through our combined Ori? Is it safe for us to both come out? Now that we are in the light, what will we do? It also says in the book of Thomas, and I'm paraphrasing these scriptures. I'm not good at memorizing scriptures for some reason, but I always, word for word. So that's why I always urge people, but I urge you to read them anyway, because you should always read behind what I give you. But it speaks about one day when you were one, you became two. But when you became two, what will you do? One day when you were one, you became two. One day when you were one soul, you emerged as two individuals. And then it says, but when you became two, what will you do? So now that you are twins, what will you do? Now, why is do so important here? Because the Ibeji have the power to bring forth anything. They can actually do just about anything. They really work very well in issues of defense. When you need to create a defensive structure, you can go to the Ibeji. When you need to give birth to a reality, you go to the Ibeji, because the Ibeji are co-creators. Okay, they are creators. So it's that push and pull of the polarities that allow them to do anything that they need to do to get done. All right, whether it's male and male, female, female, male, female, their divine nature, because just like they have the names Kayinde and Tayewo, those are actually their divine names. So you may have twins in the Yoruba culture that don't actually carry those spoken names, but their spiritual divine names are always Kayinde and Tayewo. And then you have another twin, we call them twins, but they're the energies that come after